The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
So if you're just tuning in, you haven't heard how my weekend was. Firstly, I'm pretty sure I was food poisoned from eating something that I should have eaten fresh, and I left it for too long. So that was just horrendous because I've never experienced that before. I eat,
and you're crampy, right?
Oh yeah, crampy. Yeah. I eat stuff that's been in the freezer for 8 years. It does not bother me.
Yeah, that's true.
It does not bother me at all.
True.
But this one got you.
I guess the positives is it's like you've done 2,000 sit-ups over the weekend.
Oh, Shaun, my body is so sore every single part of it.
You don't need to do boot camp this morning, that's why.
I know. I couldn't even do boot camp this morning. It's hard enough getting myself up on this chair. But the clincher was when I was starting to feel slightly better yesterday, I went, oh, God, I've got to, because I washed my doona cover, I've got to put my doona back on my doona cover and then and then shake it. So the way that you do that when you're single is you get up on your bed, because I've got a Queensland
why
bed.
do you do it?
I've got a Queensland bed with a king-size doona cover because that's what Adair's told me to do. So I'm up there and I'm shaking vigorously to try and get the doona in the cover evenly. And then as I've done that, I've taken a step back, probably in my head, thinking that the ground was concrete, not realising it was mattress. So I probably put a little bit too much effort into that back step. And as I've done that, I've catapulted myself off the bed backwards in such force that I've hit the ground on my ass and skidded for a while. And did not realise that at its time, which hurt, didn't realise that had a lasting effect. And now up the top of my bar crack, if we'll call it that, there's
burnout.
there's two burnouts on either side of the cheek.
Tom's been doing doughies.
Tracy's seen it. Sean's seen it.
It's
Harry's seen
nasty.
it. What are we thinking, gang?
Oh, that would hurt.
It would hurt.
Yeah.
You need to, just...
Someone wedgied me. I've got a really bad wedgie.
I don't even know
that hurt compared to this.
a hand gesture, but not...
What do I need to do? What are you signalling?
Some solution or something.
No, what solution? What's the solution to that?
You need cream.
Just cream.
I put on
You
some
need
paw
cream.
ointment.
Oh, paw's good.
You showed me at 4:45 a.m. on a Monday morning. It's the first thing I saw this week.
And then Malcolm, our tech, has walked in, and here's me with my pants down, and Harry's looking at my bum, and Malcolm's walked in at that exact time.
Hey, Malcolm.
It was really funny. So anyway, we were throwing out the question, someone said to me this morning, how can you hurt yourself making your bed?
Yes.
But it's true that you can.
You can. Samuel.
Yes, Sam.
Good morning.
Sam, who does all of our digital content. He's fantastic. Can you hurt yourself making your bed?
Absolutely. So this story isn't about me. It's about my beautiful boyfriend, Conrad.
We love Conrad.
And he actually injured himself changing his bed sheets. He had a big, ugly light fixture above his bed. This big round. It was like the size of a soccer ball almost. And when he was changing the doona cover, do you know when you kind of flick it to get it in like a crazy person, flapping your arms about? He flicked it up and it grabbed onto the light and it ripped it down and it ripped it onto his head and it went crack. And so he had about 4 stitches above his eyebrow. And this is 3 years ago and he's still got a lump there where it was. And so I had just dropped him off at his house and I got home, then I got a message from him. He was like, I'm in hospital. And I'm like, what happened? In the 20 minutes that I just dropped you off.
Wow. Who would have thought making a bed is dangerous? I've probably hurt. I had my single days, queen size bed, and they're heavy mattresses. And the changing of the sheets, I would either have almost fabric burn in your fingers. I've actually pulled back a nail. Oh. Yes. So when you're trying to dig the sheets for the sheets in underneath the bed.
Because you'd be changing the sheets on that bed quite a lot, wouldn't you have been?
I hope Liam isn't listening.
It was before Liam, but man.
So I relate to you with the doona standing on the mattress,
bed.
but I have to stand on the edge because I'm quite short. So I'm saying with your Conrad Samuel flapping out the doona cover, then I have to yank or drag the doona back to the pillow.
It's a lot.
It's
a lot for a Tracy Vo-sized human, isn't it? We want to know if this is true or if it's just 3 of us. 13, 24, 10. The question is, can you hurt yourself making the bed? And how? Oh, we're going to give somebody $300 to spend at the Herdsman Market. Will you stop it? It's actually sad what happened to me.
It is sad.
And what happened to Conrad?
Yeah, he's still suffering.
And think about Tracy's bent back fingernail. The worst of all. Entertain this Father's Day with our state's best produce all under one roof at the Herdsman Market. $300 to spend there, up for grabs, 13 24 10.
Such a girl injury, isn't it? Breaking a nail.
Oh, no. Can you hurt yourself making the bed? Have you ever hurt yourself making the bed, Ali?
No. No, I haven't.
Okay. You've been away for 3 weeks and you come back with that one.
At the moment, everybody, Ali is winning. We've been asking the question, can you hurt yourself making the bed? And we're going to hear some sad tales right now.
Yes. Lisa in Nollamara.
Hi, Lisa.
Hello, good morning.
Right,
Oh,
Lisa,
cracking
your
up a bit.
phone line is super crackly. We're going to get that sorted, and we're going to go on to Dan from Callista. Hey, Dan.
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Hey, Dan.
Great,
Does
Dan.
ring a bell to you, Dan?
Yeah, most definitely. I pride myself on a nice tight bed.
Firstly, what are we working with? Are we working with a king?
Yeah, King.
King? All right.
I'm not as cool as you, Nathan, with a queen with a king doona. I've got a king bed with a king doona.
Yeah, right.
Isn't it? Yeah.
To me, that sort of makes sense.
No, the Adair's people said that the doona then goes over the bed and hides all the stuff I want to see. I don't know what it is.
Messiness underneath.
Anyway, yes, Dan.
And you'd have about 8 pillows on your bed too, wouldn't you, Nathan?
Oh, mate, I've got so many cushions and stuff. It's not
Yeah, I
mistaken.
bet. I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I'm tall enough to be able to stand next to the bed and fluff the doona like a crazy person. You know, like you said, flapping your arms around.
Yeah.
And flapping my arms around with a bit too much vigor, and this fully dislocated my left shoulder.
Oh, that would have hurt, Dan.
Oh yeah, so.
Did you have an injury
So,
before? Like, had you dislocated it before, or this was the
Yeah,
first
like
time?
so, I had a bit of an old bit of a rugby injury from a long time ago, and thought it was fully healed. But
Obviously not.
But then, yeah, obviously not. Trip to the hospital, and then surgery after that.
Surgery?
Oh my goodness!
Oh. Dan, did you do
yeah,
the lethal weapon thing where you smashed yourself into the side of the wall to get back in?
No, look, no. The thing I tried to do was continue to make the bed with one arm, which doesn't really work that well.
Wow, you really needed to make that bed, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I get a little bit OCD with that type of thing, and
Wow.
so I'm in hospital. The doctor's talking to me, and so how you feeling? I said, I'm a bit gutted that I haven't finished making the bed. And he goes, you've got some serious issues. Haven't you?
Hey, Dan, where do you stand on Nathan getting carpet burn on his ass from falling off the bed? Do you believe him?
Oh, what do you mean, do you believe him? What are you talking about? If you see where it is, there's no action that can warrant that injury. Unless someone's doing something very wrong. Let's go on to Lisa. We've got Lisa back.
Yep.
Hi, Lisa.
Morning.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
How are you? Lisa.
I am literally currently looking at my injury from 6 months ago from making the bed, so
Okay.
it's quite devastating.
All right.
Okay.
I know we
Warn everybody of what what you shouldn't do.
We mentioned nails earlier, so
Yeah.
get my nails done, really nice, but making the bed. I know we mentioned someone lost a fingernail, but a fake nail. I actually lost my full nail. 3 of my nails cracked.
3.
Which was fine. I thought I could deal with that. That was okay.
Yeah.
But literally trying to take one of them off, my whole fingernail came off. 6 months ago, and literally, I don't know if it's actually going to regrow again. So literally, I'm going around minus one fingernail.
Oh wow.
Okay, so I've got a question to ask. So when ladies, say if that's happened, right? And I'm guessing it doesn't happen that commonly. When you're going out and you've painted the rest of your nails, do you just paint the skin on your finger so it doesn't look?
I literally have to put a plaster on. I don't know for how long. So I don't know if it's ever going to grow back. So it's quite devastating.
So there's always just a Band-Aid on there. Do you ever put like a liquor paint on the Band-Aid to make it look right?
That's actually a really good idea. That's
Thank
something
you.
that I can do.
Can I?
It would look so odd,
which
though,
finger is it? Which
It's the
finger?
middle finger.
Yeah, paint it
Make
for
it
sure.
even worse.
You got to.
No, I
Wow.
thought it was like the pinky or
It
something.
feels like
the
you've
middle.
pulled the middle
Yes.
finger so much it's come off. Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
Let's finish up with Ashley in Padbury. Hi, Ash.
Hiya.
Hey, Ash.
Hey, Ash.
All right, we're asking the question if you can hurt yourself making the bed. I'm guessing the answer is yes with you.
Yeah, so this was about 8 years ago. I was working in Sydney doing housekeeping, and as I was making the bed, I've gone round the corner to tuck it in, and the spring was actually hanging out, and I didn't notice. So it's gone into my knee. It's pulled the inside of my knee out. So I ended up in hospital with about 6 stitches.
The spring
of the bed
from a mattress went into your knee. How much of the spring?
I'm not too sure. I mean, the cut was quite deep and it ripped my jeans and everything. But I ended up having a tetanus jab and everything because they weren't sure if it was rusty or not.
Wow. Oh, wow. Or they looked at you and went, oh, wait, her bed's not going to be clean.
Yeah.
Get her 12 tetanuses.
That bed had been through some things for the spring to be poking out.
I think you're
trying
in
to be
shock.
careful.
No, the bed has just done what a bed does. And the spring was faulty. Had nothing to do with what Ashley was doing on it at all. Sean, we've had 3 examples of people hurting themselves while making the bed.
This is hard. I think you got 2 people with serious injuries, like hospital admissions.
Yeah.
You know?
They're full on. Okay, $300 to spend at the Herdsman Market. Entertain this Father's Day with our state's best produce, all under one roof at the Herdsman Market. Dan the Man, Levitan, is going to get this one.
Nice
Dislocated
one.
shoulder.
Dan.
There you go, Dan. Congratulations. Making the bed has won you something. Whoever would have thought?
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Have you been paying attention? Tonight at 8:40 p.m. on Channel 10 and 10 Play. You can check it out, but there's one reason we watch it, Sean.
Tony Martin's the reason, Nathan. Tony's joined us this morning. G'day, Tony.
How are you? That can't be true,
Yes,
surely.
it is. Hate everyone else. Don't think they deserve a job. So it's all about Tony Martin.
You like to see if I'll be mentioning things from the 1940s that no one understands?
I really do. It's when we can most connect with it. Oh, the 1940s. They were great times, weren't they, Tony?
I'm trying to, because it was taped yesterday, and I'm trying to remember what I referred to. I referred to Mahatma Coates. Do you remember that character from the Footy Show?
Yes. It was Bill Ritchie. What's his name? Who did
Greg Ritchie.
Greg Ritchie. I went and saw him at a local pub, Tony Martin, and he did Mahatma Coat. He was a former cricket player, Nathan.
Okay.
And he dressed up as an Indian cricket
gentleman.
This would not fly today, would it?
No.
Oh, no, this is everything. Okay, keep going, Sean.
Well, it had me in stitches, Tony, for a couple of hours while he was having a beer on stage, dressed as Mahatma Coat.
So you paid money to go...
Yeah, at the Leopold Hotel.
And see that?
Yes, I did. Everyone did. It was a full house.
Really?
So what was the reference to, Tony?
I think there was a famous story, and, I'll obviously have to put the word allegedly in there. But there was a story about him possibly being under the weather on a plane and having to be led off the plane, but he was dressed as Mahatma Coat and remained in character throughout. That's what I heard.
Another thing that would never fly today.
At the time, though, hilarious.
Hey, here's a question. What's the rules with fancy dress on a flight for security reasons?
I don't know. You go, Tony. Sorry.
What do you think, Tony?
Well, I think he was obviously on his way to a gig and had to be, painted up as the Mahatma, to save time at the other end of the flight. I don't think it was just like, I'm just going to stay Mahatma Coat all the time.
But these days, would it fly that you could fly with in fancy
how would they know
dress?
that you're just not in fancy dress?
They just think you're going to a sexy nurse conference.
Well, I have to say, I'm not trying to name drop on your show, but I do know Mark Mitchell, who is Con the Fruiterer.
Yeah. One of my favourite characters of all time,
Don't mean to name drop, but I do know Mark Mitchell. Yes.
Well, I worked on the TV show Upper Middle Bogan, and Mark Mitchell's son was in the character of Kane in that show, was played by Mark Mitchell's son. So I went back to Mark Mitchell's house, and I arrived, and he was dressed as Con the Fruiterer when we arrived. I think he was doing some kind of, public appearance, and, as soon as I walked in the door, it was couple of days.
Actually, Tony, one of my mates went to this 50th many moons ago. He was telling me that this guy rocked in and he was dressed in a safari suit, and it was a big hit. And from that point on, he decided it was such a big hit that every time they had just like a gathering at someone's house for a barbecue, or he'd just wear it because it was the way to be.
I heard a story recently on I can't remember what podcast it was, but Dana Carvey. You know
Yes,
who that is. He
yes.
was,
Wayne's
Garth
World.
in Wayne's World.
Oh, yes.
And he did a much less successful film called Master of Disguise. Have you ever heard of that
I
film?
think I've seen
Okay, I haven't, but Nathan has, yes.
Yeah.
Continue.
It's not great, but one of the characters, he's a guy who can do all these, amazing disguises, and one of his characters is the Turtle Man. Do you remember this?
Yes, I do remember the Turtle Man. Yes.
And it's really quite disturbing. It's sort of him, he's got a bald head, he's got a strange mouth, and he's got a sort of turtle costume on, and he just walks around going, turtle, turtle, turtle. It's very odd. But the story I heard was that they were filming the Turtle Man scenes when 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
So on the set of Master of Disguise, they got the news that 9/11 had happened, and they had to have a very moving minute silence on the set of the film. But Dana Carvey was dressed as the Turtle Man. And whenever I see any footage of 9/11 now, I just think of the Turtle Man.
You think of the Turtle Man?
Silence.
Sean's just saying.
I'm just having a look at the Turtle Man now.
It's very funny. Now. You're right. It's super inappropriate, isn't it?
That's right. I remember Master of Disguise is a film, because it used to play on Foxtel all the time, and the film is only like 80 minutes long, but the end credits go 20 minutes, because they just didn't have enough material for a full film, so it only ran an hour, so they went, we have to make the credits go 20 minutes. And they are the slowest end credits. Like, even on fast forward, they're like going so slowly up the screen.
Okay. Well, they made the right length movie, so they in the end won. Hey, Tony, what's a movie that you watch? Like, say if it comes on TV, you can't help yourself. Suddenly, you sit down and watch the whole thing. For me, it's White Chicks.
Yeah, you do.
If I walk past and White Chicks is on, it suddenly whatever's happening next is thrown out the window, and I sit down and watch it.
You know what got me the other night? I've watched it 100 times. The Bodyguard. I couldn't walk past it.
Bodyguard.
It was a beautiful story.
There's an old one. There's one from the 80s called Midnight Run with Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin that I watch all the time. Spinal Tap is one that I have to watch all the way through. The Big Lebowski. That's
a classic.
I've never watched that.
Big Lebowski. That's a classic.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh, yeah, that's absolute rippers.
Yeah.
Here's a weird one.
Yeah.
You remember it was called Airplane in New Zealand. It was called Flying High in Australia.
Yep.
The Zucker Brothers, sort of a sort of airline disaster comedy. But the follow-up was Val Kilmer's first film. It's called Top Secret. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, I've seen Top Secret.
Was that it was the comedy thing?
It's a comedy thing. It's like a spy thing, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah, yep. Say that.
It's a parody of both Elvis movies and World War II movies at the same time. It's really strange. But it has an amazing scene in it, pre-CGI, an underwater barroom brawl. Have you ever seen that?
And everything's going so slowly.
It's like they fully staged a full fist fight in a Western saloon entirely underwater. So everyone's obviously having to take a breath and go down. They can only film, 10 seconds of this fight. And so the punches are really slow.
We're watching it now.
Someone pulls back into a bar.
I know,
He's pulling up a chair, a bar stool.
He just broke a bar stool over somebody underwater.
And someone fires a gun upwards and a chandelier floats down. It's amazing.
Oh, there was a bottle over
hilarious.
the head in slow motion.
See this? And you know what? This is back before CGI was a thing. Probably 8 actors died during the shooting of this.
This is stupid.
What do you mean?
Yeah, and that was Val Kilmer's first movie.
Hey, remember,
Oh, my God.
most of the things we watched were stupid.
Oh,
Do you not realise how inappropriate television and movies were when we were younger?
I know,
Think
it's
about
awesome.
every comedy that our parents let us watch had about 100 breasts in it. It was unbelievable.
Well, I'm old enough to have been a very young child in the 1960s, and, the 1960s are known for drug taking.
Yeah.
But the TV shows that were on in the 60s, there was a show called The Flying Nun. It was a show that ran for like 400 episodes where Sally Field was a nun who could fly.
And did her habit sort of have wings? Was that right?
The habit was sort of... They were like tiny wings on the nun's habit. You're going, that's like barely a 10-minute sketch, and they've got like 400 episodes out of it.
We had that. Nowadays, kids have got Frozen. It's disgusting. It is so unfair. Tony Martin, you are brilliant. We love having you on. Have you been paying attention tonight at 8:40 on 10? And you can check it out on 10 Play. Thanks so much, buddy.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.
Good on you, Tony.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Ali, you might as well stay for this.
Yes.
It was a bad weekend for me. I was in the wars.
When you hit the weekend, obviously, that's your time to have a good time and forget about your worries of work and get
You're
stuck
right,
into
Shaun.
enjoying yourself,
Yeah,
Nate.
you just want to wash this place right out of your hair. Mm-hmm. Have a great time, kick up your heels.
Your blue
Anyway.
suede shoes.
So we had a great time at the at our book week
Yes, we did.
on Friday. So that was
Saw that, Chris Jenner.
so bad.
Did you
Really?
think Chris Jenner?
It was a
That
likeness.
was so. It wasn't
It was-
Harry Potter. I went as Chris Jenner.
Dressed as Harry.
Dressed as Harry
Yeah, Chris Jenner dressed as Harry Potter.
I mean, I don't know what that book is, but anyway. So yeah, it was. And then so later on that day, I had eaten something. I won't get into what it was. But I ate it. It was prepared earlier, and I ate it a little bit later, right?
Uh-oh.
So probably about an hour or 2 hours after that, my stomach started feeling a little bit. Yeah. So long story short, I was in the bathroom for the entire weekend until Sunday morning. Yeah.
He's got abs of steel at the moment.
Okay,
If you want to touch them.
and I got a very sore throat. So it was, one of those situations where it was coming out of everywhere. It was horrible, right? And I thought and then so Sunday morning I went, okay, I'm starting to feel a bit better. Like just, I didn't feel as worse. That's what it is. You're not feeling good. But I had to make my bed because I had washed the doona cover and then I had to put the doona back in there. And the way that I do that is because I live by myself, is I stand on my bed and I shake it to get it even.
So it goes in the corner.
So it's just my thing. It's a single person's thing. So I'm doing that anyway, and then I've taken a step back and I've lost my balance and I've fallen off my bed onto the ground with such force that I've skidded across the carpet with my bum, and then I was trying to protect myself because I knew there was a marble side table there, so I need to make sure. So I was like, elbows and wrists were going everywhere. Yeah, it wasn't good. So anyway, so that hurt a lot. Yeah, granted. So then, I sort of got up, dusted myself off, realised nothing was broken, and I thought, okay, you just fell off the bed. This is life. Go around doing some stuff later on. And then when I do my work for the show, which is about 2:00 on a Sunday, I'll sit back and I'll lean... I can't even do it. I'll lean back on the couch and I'll put my legs up on an ottoman, and then I've got a pillow on me, on my lap, and then I've got my iPad there, and I'm just doing some stuff, content for the show. So when I'm doing that, I've gone and got my pillow, put it on my lap, and I've gone to lean back, and I can't lean back, and I'll go, what the hell is that pain up the top of my bum? So I've gone to the mirror where your bum starts. So the small of your back where your bum just starts to split into two cheeks.
Your butt crack.
Yeah, that's it.
I like it. Your bike rack.
Your bike rack. So right at the top of the bike rack, there is skin off either side. And those bits touch each other, which make it worse. And I have taken skin off. And I didn't realise until I'd leaned back. Sean's seen it.
Nathan showed me this morning.
Show Sean.
Yeah.
You've got to show me.
Do you want to say it's nasty? And I will say, I mentioned the bike rack thing. Okay, for everyone out there, think, you park your bike in the bike rack. And then for some reason you're in a hurry. So you take off with all the force in the world, pedalling, and you do a burnout. That's exactly what the mark is like.
I see more as you see the bike rack and you pedal your life to get there quickly and you don't brake before you get in.
Either way, you're skidding on the way out or skidding on the way in.
Exactly. Anyway, it's sore. Wow. And now so I can sit down, I'm fine like this, and my whole body's aching from the throwing up and stuff, so I've just had it in the walls. Harry, he came in this morning. Quickly, Harry.
Yeah, when I roll into work on a Monday, my voice sounds like this. One might assume that I've had a few drinks on the weekend or not had much sleep.
100%.
I didn't go out at all. I believe I'm sick because of a smell in my room that is so putrid, which I believe is caused by a dead, rotting rat in the roof. I can't sleep in my room because I'm breathing in rat corpse.
So
you've had a stinker as well, Harry.
So bad. I've had possibly food poisoning, right? So I've had possibly food poisoning, and I've got I was sporting an arse injury. and Harry's possibly could be dying from rat poisoning.
Correct.
Like being poisoned by a dead rat.
Yes.
Who do you think had the worst weekend out of Harry and myself? All right, Sean, vote.
Oh, clearly you.
Oh,
clearly
okay,
you.
great.
Without a doubt, you know.
Oh, thank you. Amy?
You, Nate.
Thank you. Priya?
Nathan.
Oh, my God, I won.
There's a lot of people out there coming off the weekend. Not everyone's was just rainbows and sunshine down the beach, no.
I know. We want to look for people that have gone through it this weekend. So 13, 24, 10. We are having a worst weekend competition, okay? So I don't want to hear it if someone that you love died. Not that sort of stuff.
No.
What you went through is bad, horrific. You felt every part of it, but hearing about it is funny. The winner of the worst weekend competition is going to get $150 to spend at McRobert Distillery.
Woo!
For tours and tastings, check out this family-owned and operated distillery. Details at mcrobertdistillery.com.au.
Lovely.
All right. Have you gone through it over the weekend? Maybe you lost a lot of money like Sean did. I don't know if he did, but I'm guessing he did.
Actually came out in front, guys, would you believe? Emerald from Clarkson's just given us a call. G'day, Emerald.
Hi, how you going?
Good. How are you?
Emerald. Was your weekend a sucker?
It was a little bit, yeah. Just working a lot. I'm a nurse, so I work a double shift on Saturday.
Yeah.
Which alone is not fantastic.
Yeah.
But on top of that, the air conditioning was broken.
I think it's everyone's right to be able to leave if an air conditioning.
Oh, you've said that many times. How long's a double shift, by the way, Emerald?
During the day, it's 14 and a half hours.
Oh, my God.
Are you joking? How long's your lunch break?
Well, so being a double, I did get my lunch break, but that's another thing that happened is we had an unwell patient, so my buddy nurse was with her for an hour and a half, which went over our dinner break, so I was left on the floor by myself looking after our patient.
Oh.
So neither one of us got our breaks either, so no air conditioning, no breaks, and I did 14 and a half hours. So, yeah.
This is the thing about nurses, though, is that they do have scheduled breaks that they've got a right to take, but you guys are caring about your patients, so you'll work through them, you know?
When it's, like a medical emergency, you just can't do it, and you wouldn't. So yeah.
Emerald, in your time as a nurse, have you come across a lot of bum injuries?
I've got a couple interesting stories. I don't know if it's radio appropriate though.
Well, imagine you're telling it to children.
Yeah.
All right. So use words as if you were telling it to children.
I wouldn't say injury as such. Well, maybe self-inflicted. I was a student nurse working on my... I was on an ED prac in Rockingham Hospital, and the consultant doctor said to me, come and have a look at this X-ray on the computer.
Have a look at this.
I'm so excited.
Give me your professional opinion.
Yes.
Yeah, you could see something large down that end of the X-ray inside that person. That's all I'll say.
What was it? Was it a thing bought to go up there, or was it a thing that shouldn't have gone up there, like a mobile phone?
I think, in the realm of probably bought for that area, but maybe shouldn't have gone in that end.
You know what I love? Is you've given just enough information to keep everyone guessing.
I'm not guessing.
But everyone's giving it a good stab in the dark right now. Okay, that is so funny.
Emerald, fantastic. We've got $150 to spend at McRobert Distillery. You can check it out, everybody, mcrobertdistillery.com.au. But that's coming your way, Emerald.
Thank you so much. That's amazing.
Take care, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.